Hey, my babies. So, excuse me. So, I read somewhere today that the that God has answered her prayers and that God has sent her the man that she's been praying for. The problem was he's a married man, was a married man. And you've openly admitted to being the other woman, the fact that he left his wife for a side piece, um, and being in this adulterous affair for some years now. Now, regardless of the state that the relationship is in now, at some point you were still having an adulterous affair with a married man. So here's the problem. Regardless of what the married man and his wife were going through, whether they were living in two separate homes, whether they were living in the same home, regardless of what he said to you, they took vows before God. And unless we're serving two different gods, that vow before God is honored. And in the Bible, it says that what God has put together, let no man tear apart. Let no man tear apart, which means the other woman can't tear it apart. Divorce court can't tear it apart. Family members can't tear it apart. Friends can't tear it apart. It's torn apart if God says it's torn apart. And the thing is, in that same Bible that says what God puts together, let no man tear it apart, he also says he hates divorce. So I ask you, which God are you praying to? Because he's not answering your prayers for that married man. Why would you want the same issues that another woman went through? Why would you want that in that man? I mean, let's just keep it honest. Let's just keep it real. I mean, remember, I've told everybody, I've been on both sides of this boat before. And when I was the other woman, I had to own it. I had to accept the fact you're going home to your wife every single night, and I'm just that, the other woman. At the end of the day, when everything hits the fans, I'm still the other woman. At the end of the day, if you still walked away from your wife like you claimed you were going to do, I was going to have the same issues that wife was having. I don't want that. I don't want that. And then I had to realize I'm still the wife that has the same issues out of her husband. It's got to be some truth there. You know, when we're the other women, or we're the side piece, the other girlfriend, whatever you want it to be, whatever makes you happy, that's fine. I don't care. However, talking to a married man means there's two sides to every story, because that married man is no longer by himself. He's now one with his wife that he took vows before God. So he has to own that. You have to accept that. And then if you really wanted to be a woman about it, ask, well, why are you and your wife really going through it? I'm not gonna lie. I did. I did. I listened to the sob stories. I listened to the late night crying. I listened to all of that. But you know what? I started deciphering what was true and what was not. That woman ain't as bad as you making her out to be. It's you. And you know, when those stories come back to me now, different things that he's doing, that's the same thing he was doing before, which would explain why she was having an issue. So understand, okay, so you're putting our God, back to the subject, you're putting our God, hopefully we're talking about the same God. Well, no, hopefully we're not. Because I know my God is just and true. I'm not sure about your God. However, if we are talking about the same God that doesn't like divorce, that puts people together and won't let anybody tear them apart, um, that means he's not going to like the adulteress. Now, you can forgive your sins. You can ask for forgiveness. And true enough, he will forgive you. But one thing I know about my God is even though he forgives you, once you've made your bed in certain situations, you're going to have to lie in it. I'm living proof. Just some things that I've done, I have to deal with. I have to own it. But I know my God's forgiven me. But I also know that I have to walk a different walk as well. If I say, God, forgive me for doing what I did, and I have to walk that walk to mean it. So he knows I mean it. So meaning, if I'm messing with a married man that I know it is wrong, God's not going to bless me with that married man. Even if we end up together, guess what? God's not blessing that marriage, honey. He's not. He's not blessing that relationship. Because guess what? You hurt one of God's children. You're God's child too, but you hurt one of his. His Bible is the truth and it is the light. I don't care how you sugarcoat it. I don't care how you say it. I don't care what you do. You came in between a marriage. God's not blessing yours. You've paraded around being another woman. God's not blessing that. And it's the hard truth. It's the hard truth. I can go on and prove ways. And it's so funny because I just talked to my friend about this today, about her situation where the girl wants to try to make herself relevant. Honey, if that man walked in your house with his key, y'all house with his key that has the same address as you do, yeah, go take your husband out for his birthday dinner. Quit entertaining people that can't. Honey, if you can't go over and beyond and prove that's your man, I'm not trying to hear it. If your man ain't parading you, I'm not trying to hear it. See, the God that I serve, I know whatever me and mines go through, and we've been through a lot, he'll fix it. And I know that because of what we're going through, we both have learned lessons, and we're learning lessons, and our lessons is what makes us better. So see, I don't have to prove anything to anybody except for that God gets all the glory, he gets all the praise. Do I have to justify where my husband is? What my husband is doing? Do I have to justify a piece of paper? Do I have to answer to everything that's said? Nope. Not at all. Why? Because this is a storm. This is a storm. You get under the umbrella in a storm. You find safe shelter in a storm. You find peace, quietness in the storm. You learn from your mistakes and you keep it moving. You get better. So let me say this to all the women that are proud to be the other women and that are saying that God is giving them somebody else's husband. One, honey, if you're sinning, you can't fight a praying woman. Let's just be honest. You can't fight a praying woman. Two, I just want you to stay tuned. I want you to stay tuned because at the end of the day, my father, your father, Our Father, our God, out of this whole entire mess, is going to get the glory and the power. And when I say he's going to get the glory and the power out of this, you're going to see God's amazing works when it's all said and done. I promise you. Just sit back and watch. Just sit back and watch. If you don't want to take heed, you don't have to take heed. But trust me, my God is going to get the power and the glory out of this. He's going to show amazing works and wonders. He's going to show you that he is God and he is God alone. So enjoy the time now if you don't want to take heed. But just know that my God has been in it, is going to stay in it, and he don't like ugly. He hates divorce. And what he put together, let no man tear apart. Oh, and the last one. He prepares a table before my enemies. Forever and always, I love you guys.